So here we have Activision Blizzard. We did briefly look at them in the last stream, so make sure to go look at our highlight from last stream. We're going to go more in depth with them today and do some more analysis and see how they're doing actively. We're going to update this entire chart. So strap in, get your seatbelt ready, and yeah. Again, this is real. We've invested in Activision multiple times in the past, playing the peaks and valleys, the rises and the falls, right? Such a wonderful entry and exit. Look at how similar these moves to the downside are as well. You can also tell by the shade of orange or the shade of yellow being used by the charts. You can kind of date when the chart was made. This chart was made like way back when. Do I wipe out this whole chart and start fresh? Or do we try and work from where we got? Quite clearly, what we had been doing was working. I like the idea of keeping it for having the historical information, but I feel like I can make it look so much better. Tech IPOs, am I right? Even in 1984, they were overvalued. There's so much. I was getting so micro with it. Should I just wipe it out, guys? Do you guys want to see it built from beginning to finish? Look at this RSI. When was the last time its RSI was at its current point? Something I want you guys to keep in mind. Strictly time. Here's a date range measurement from here to here. 288 days of stagnation and flagging. You could kind of call this a flag. It's basically a flag. That's how long it took for the downtrend to convert or pivot or change into the uptrend the first time around. 288 days. So you have some time to acquire shares if this was a company you saw value in. Man, should I just redo the whole chart, guys? Here we go. We're in it now. Okay. So what is it about Activision that made us want to talk about them this week? Well, if you saw from our last highlight, you would have recognized this big candle here. Brought it right down to its weekly 180 moving average, which tended to be where it rebounded the last time I went through this cycle. Again, I haven't even started drawing on this chart yet, but if we do a quick measurement here, it's exactly 50%. What a coincidence. And then we're going to clone this. Kind of. I'm trying to note the similarities between both of these pullbacks. What month was this? February 2021. Okay. It's that number that keeps reappearing, that month that keeps reappearing, no matter what symbol we're looking at, what sector, what exchange. I would probably say whatever caused this to sell off here in 2021 might have also been present for 2018. But let's do some real marking up of this chart. Right now, we're looking at Activision Blizzard. Share your thoughts in chat, guys. Yay, nay, good, bad. How do you guys feel about Activision Blizzard in its current state? Again, for anyone who's new here, my name's Ethan. Make sure to check out my website, ethanwrenn.com. From there, you can find links to all my various social media platforms. Right now, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and DLive simultaneously. So wherever you may be viewing this, make sure you are following and subscribing, leaving comments to stay up to date with all the latest information. I'd really appreciate it. Right now we're looking at Activision Blizzard. So if you guys recall, you may or may not recall, right here in this pocket, you can go through my Twitter, go through the Discord, whatever you feel the need to do. We started scaling in right around here in this pocket. Why? Because look at where the are again. Make sure you guys are looking at time frames. This is a weekly chart. Look at the RSIs here. Let's draw a line. Make it extra clear. If you look at the RSI, it has its peaks and valleys just like everything does. Currently, it is smacking its head against the floor. It's as if someone needs to help pick this company up off the floor. It's in a very oversold state. It's in a place of very negative sentiment, right? You want to get in when these things are undervalued, right? Below average. When everyone's in the news, like right here in February 21st, and the headlines were video game sales up 400%, craziness like that. Those are typically euphoric signals that you need to pick up on, like maybe it's time to sell. And that was the case. Between this period and this period here, there was a 400% increase in like video game demand in general across a variety of different companies in the sector. But also simultaneously, after seeing that astronomical growth, correct, throughout 2020 when people were at home playing video games, they couldn't go to work or school, etc., increased demand. As we go from that place, that ever so high pedestal, and return back to a state of normalcy, you have companies like Nintendo promoting or announcing that their year-over-year sales are down 20%, which is kind of rough. But I imagine a lot of companies would be reporting very similar results, because how are you ever going to compare to the pedestal that the prior year put you in? Does that kind of make sense? So it makes sense for Activision to be where it's at currently, but not while where it's at currently is important, because that's where you could get your entry, your shares for a good price, maybe. Where do we think it's going to go in the future? Personally, I don't see the Call of Duty brand going anywhere anytime soon. I don't see Candy Crush going anywhere anytime soon. They have the whole BattleNet launcher. They just released Vanguard. I feel like Vanguard's kind of priced in at this point, though. I'm really looking forward to Diablo 4. I don't know if you guys are. I really like Diablo. You can find like YouTube videos from like 10 years ago of me and Diablo 3. I'm sure you'll find it if you look for it. But I like Diablo. So Diablo 4 would be something I'm anticipating from Activision in a fundamental sense moving forward. Let's look at the income statements real quick. The income statement in 2017 was 3.89. In 2018, it was 24.66%. That's huge. In 2019, they had a profit margin of 23.3%, and in 2020 they had a profit margin of 27.16. They were making so much money. So it makes sense why it would be pretty hard for them to live up to that high pedestal forever, especially as people go from, again, a state of being at home, can't really work or go to school, to now having their time preoccupied with these activities. But we're recognizing this, and as a long-term investor, we're using it as a good entry potentially. Look, we did it once. Why can't we do it again? If this uptrending price channel holds true, which I feel it will, you could kind of expect to see movement along these lines. Let me continue drawing on the tray here. There's some more to be uncovered. guys can see how I cloned basically the timeline, the exact measurements from this run here in 2019 through 2021. I just cloned it, moved it right over there. Boom. If you look at the way the ratios line up from support to resistance, it's about exactly 100%, give or take a few percent. But it's like an exact 1x gain. Again, this is Activision Blizzard. They have a dividend yield of 0.7. So it's not like IBM, which we looked at earlier. Make sure you watch the highlight for that. That had a dividend of 5.4%, which is super. Make sure to watch the highlights, guys. Watch the highlights. They had what, like a 4% dividend. So it's not most competitive in terms of dividend, but fundamentally they're a very strong brand. I could see them setting a new all-time high at some point in the future. It's going to take a while. Again, we are looking at weekly charts. Quickly glance at the monthly. Look at the monthly as well. Look at the RSI. Like, that's floor RSI on the monthly level. The monthly RSI is at the floor. Bollinger Band, you can see it just so happens to line up perfectly with the trend, the uptrending price channel. Look at that. It did the same thing here in March 2019. It's just going to take some time to, as we illustrated in the very beginning. Is that still here? We did not, but let's look at this time frame. Date range, it's only a date range we're being measured. From here to here. That's 252 days of flagging. Again, we're trading big time frames here, big time frames. But it would make a lot of sense for Activision Blizzard to rectify, turn the ship. Like, these financials are amazing. 27.16%. It's a household name, a plethora of their products. You guys play World of Warcraft? A large portion of the Discord plays World of Warcraft. Yeah. Relative to, I don't think Activision Blizzard has offered this competitive of a value per share, cost per share, since back in March 2019, which we were there. Go look at the Twitter, go look at the Discord, whatever you want to prove it to yourself. But yeah, we ran this lap. I don't see why we can't do it again here. Patience. Just comes down to patience. I think this is a very solid investment, especially depending on who you are and what a video game company might mean to you. If that's your niche, that's the sector you like to be involved in, then this company, Activision Blizzard, is currently presenting a relatively good value to its peers. Like, it's we could cover EA today. Great financials. Great price point. Again, you got that weekly 180 moving average acting as a support. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. And yeah, it's been all juice this stream, guys. This whole stream has been just good thing after good thing after good thing, right? Whether it's up or down, I'll keep it a buck in that aspect, but banger after banger after banger. I wish we were getting some more recommendations from chat here. Again, we covered YY today. Make sure you watch highlights. Very important. Because we trade on these bigger time frames, like weekly and monthly candles, when we cover these things, it's more conducive to making content, like a long form content, something that's going to be seen for days, weeks, months, if not years to come. Whenever I try and stream, I try to think of it as entries into an ever-growing catalog. If you go look at the YouTube channel, again, there's a playlist for strictly highlights, and it has over 200 different symbols in there right now. I think over 210 even. So make sure to watch those. They are very informative. A lot of them are still very current, very relevant. I upload all the highlights within 1 week of the stream. So there's probably highlights in there that were filmed just this past Friday, just a couple days ago, that are like brand new and still great. And I don't like to rehash on a lot of the same symbols every week. I don't want this to be like I'm picking on insert random symbol here. I like this one. Fundamentally, it's very strong. Technically, it's also very strong. Just gotta have patience. And ask him where Diablo 4 is. Do I got some more for you guys? Any recommendations? Any in particular companies you guys would like to see? Let's briefly go over EA since we're on the topic of video games. We can compare Activision to their peer